Hello and welcome to Fili Daily Vlogs. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, 2020, and we are, this is our 6th week of social distancing. We are Fili Creative.
So many weeks.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Everything's starting to kind of run together for me. I don't know about you, but...
Yep.
So, I'm Gus.
Did you forget your name?
No, but I dropped some oatmeal on the floor.
I'm so sorry,
Oh,
dude.
you're good.
This
Raven,
is all your fault, Gus.
it's okay. Raven is examining it as we speak. I don't know if she'll eat it. I'm Tim.
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
Amber.
And today's going to be an interesting day.
I can tell already.
Oh, gosh.
At least it's not
Okay.
Monday.
Yeah, no, for
You're
sure.
right.
Tuesdays
It's Tuesday.
are infinitely better than Mondays, which are infinitely worse than Wednesdays. So,
Very true.
okay. So, looking at the coronavirus update, I think we'll breeze through this one today. There's about 2,442,000 cases worldwide.
Wow.
Of course, that's 780,000 of those cases are in the United States. So, a
Holy cow.
little over a third.
That's crazy.
Or let's see, a little over a third. And in the United States, there are 37,808 deaths. You know, we had kind of in our new cases chart, you know, we'd gone up and our curve had started coming back down. And unfortunately, instead of coming down now, we're kind of flattening out again. So
Ugh.
that's a little bit concerning. And then when we look at the state level, if you remember, we had talked about how we had gone up a little bit again, and it was, well, now we just set a new record in Kansas for the most new cases in a day.
Ooh, that's not
know,
a good record to have.
Yep.
No, it is
So
not.
our curve corrected down, and now it's going back up again. So
The only way that would be an
Lovely.
acceptable thing is if you had that many cases of beer in a day.
yep, that would be a lot better than what our situation actually is. You know, again, our hotspots in Kansas, Topeka has 91 cases and 5 deaths. Wichita has 248 cases and 4 deaths. Ford County, which I believe is Dodge City, has 181 cases. Also Seward County, which I can't remember the name of the town there. I can't remember, but they have 77 cases, which is, you know, out in the middle of nowhere, western Kansas.
Right.
Same for Finney County, 41 cases and 1 death. So there's
Wow.
3 big outbreaks out there. And I believe in Dodge City, a lot of that is related to the meat packing industry. I think there's about
Oh.
5,000 people working in 2 different meat packing plants down there. So there's a lot of pretty close proximity of essential workers that are getting that. So anyway, I think that's kind of the update as far as things go.
I haven't heard
Yeah.
anyone suggesting that they're going to extend social distancing after it's been extended this time.
Yes.
I haven't,
Not yet
haven't heard
anyway.
anything yet, so.
I think, right, unfortunately for Laura Kelly, our governor here in Kansas, I think she kind of is in a difficult spot.
Right.
We don't have as many cases as many states have, and in other states there's been obviously protests. I think there's been some protests here, but not the
Not
scale
mass
that like
ones, yeah.
Kentucky has had. So it'll be interesting to see if she tries to extend it again or if she sticks with the May 3rd, or is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I found out last night. So I think I mentioned it yesterday on our vlog. My buddy Andrew, who's an anesthesiologist, I ended up calling him last night just to see how he's doing and handling things. And I'll touch a bit on his situation later. But I didn't realize, but I guess he told me that I think let's see, like Michigan is like 3rd worst in the nation right now, and I think I don't remember. I don't remember what the second one. I know like New York is still like number 1, but.
Yep. Just for our business, I feel like when social distancing, quote unquote, ends, I think I'd like for our business to be able to move back into our actual office, and maybe our renovation is almost done on our other side. So I'm hoping, here in the next month or two we can get kind of moved into that new space. But I think we can kind of remain distant from the world still, and kind of
Yeah.
be distant in place to some degree, and but that's all dependent on stay-at-home order being lifted on the 3rd. So
Right. Yeah.
anyway, it's a beautiful day outside today. It's supposed to be like 73, 74
Nice.
degrees here in Salina. So
It was
That's
pretty
awesome.
nice.
Blue
It was pretty
skies.
nice yesterday as well.
Yeah,
The,
it was. It was.
It was nice enough that last night, for conceivably at least like an hour or so, I just sat out on my porch, and mostly because I decided to enjoy a cigar last night, and so I had a cigar, and I called my buddy Andrew just to see how he's doing, and turns out he is so as an anesthesiologist, the hospital that he was working at shut down.
Oh.
So for the time being, he is kind of out of a job. He's not terribly concerned. In fact, he's really confident that it'll pick back up and be super busy once all this is kind of over. But
Oh yeah.
evidently there is some, I guess, like 3-week contract of a possibility job here in Celina for that very short
Cool.
term. So he might be coming up here for a couple of weeks.
Neat.
Whoa.
Which would be nice to see him because I haven't seen him
Yeah.
since I moved really. But it was a nice night last night.
It's surprising how, like, there's a lot of people I've known from just totally different things that are in the healthcare industry now, and they somehow find their way to Salina. Like, Hannah's
Yeah.
had a cousin here. I have a couple friends from two different camps that came here, and yeah,
Wow.
it's not someplace I really think. Like, I don't think of Salina being healthcare center of Kansas, but I think
Definitely
it kind
not.
of it is for North, Central, and Western Kansas. A primary. Primary place of healing, I guess. So,
Cool.
yeah. Well, do you guys have questions for the
I
day?
have one.
Oh,
Go
let's
for
hear
it.
it.
Okay. If you were to build a themed hotel, what would be the theme and what would the rooms look like?
Oh, it would probably be the Hobbiton or the Hobbit Hole, something like that, and
That'd
be
so
out in the
cool.
middle of a pasture, and each room would be a different Hobbit hole, and yeah.
Oh, you're just going the Shire specific.
That would be
Okay.
pretty awesome.
That would be fun. For a second, I thought you were going to go like straight up just Lord of the Rings in general. I was going to say nobody would want the Mordor room.
Let me take it a step further. I would say I would love to have a resort where there's like Walt Disney World,
Yeah.
where there's
okay.
different like parts of it.
Oh,
It's like,
that'd
yeah,
be
you
so
could
cool.
stay in Mordor if you want to, or you can stay in Rivendell, or you can stay in Bree, or you can
Fancy.
That would be cool.
Gondor.
That's a good idea. That's a good
That'd be
idea.
cool.
I don't feel like anybody would want to stay in Mordor though. It doesn't sound
I
comfortable
don't
at all.
know, Tim. I'm pretty
They
sure
might.
you would stay in Mordor.
Only if I get to throw the ring into the fiery mountain.
There you go.
It's the only way it's acceptable. Mine actually kind of already exists. I would say like a board game themed.
Oh, that'd
Nice.
be cool.
And
And
I
each room would be a different board game? Because
Yeah.
that'd be kind of cool.
I happen to know that it
Neat.
actually does exist. I don't remember where, but somebody a couple of years ago had tagged me in a post on Facebook about that, and so there is some place somewhere that does that kind of stuff. But
I
pretty
figured
cool.
you'd pick like Star Trek or something.
I mean, I love Star Trek, but
And have like the gates like open up into like different rooms. Like you have like space
Oh, like
space doors. Right.
I mean, if I could, don't get me wrong, if there was a resort that like made me feel like I was actually on the Enterprise,
That'd be pretty cool.
that would be amazing. There is actually the closest thing to that I can think of. There is a place I think it's in New York somewhere. I
Yeah.
could be wrong about that. Maybe called Epic Nerd Camp, or I think that's
Nice.
the name of it. And it's just a week long super nerd like vacation with like for adults specifically. And so there's like crafting. There is like
Oh,
there's
that's cool.
tons of LARPing. It is awesome looking, and
That's
it's
pretty awesome.
expensive, but so cool. Like once in my life, it's pricey. It's pricey.
I think I would make a hotel kind of like Westworld. I think that would be my goal. Like,
Hopefully without the ending of Westworld.
I was gonna say you don't want the electronics to go bad.
I like the idea though of like each room being a different place, like entirely. Maybe not just like, you know, because like the first like season was like, oh, this is Western times, old stuff, right? Like like actual different places in each room, and like you're transported somewhere entirely different every time you walk into a different room. I think that'd be kind of cool.
That would be dope. You know what would actually make that possible? The holodeck from Star Trek.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah, that has to be one of the coolest inventions in sci-fi. The holodeck is just
Oh,
amazing.
definitely.
You're right.
That if there was one thing I wish was a reality, it'd be the holodeck. Like that. Nobody would ever need to go on vacation again because you could just program whatever.
Next Gen and Voyager both made extensive use of the holodeck, and they did it. I loved the way they used it. Like Picard and the bar scene that just continually pops up.
Yeah.
In France in general, and yeah.
I love the Dixon Hill episodes where Picard is like an old timey gumshoe.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So good.
Actually, there's one really really cool one where Data every once in a while like dresses up as like Sherlock, and so he programmed the holodeck to make an opponent that could possibly beat him, and Data's an android, so so it built a Moriarty, and basically like the Moriarty like was able to basically take over the Enterprise and wanted to find a way to stay alive outside of the holodeck, and it's really cool. That's a great episode.
I lament the new the new series of Star Trek that have come out, Discovery and Picard, have gone away from that episodic format and gone into the seasons-long story arc, which I'm not against like long plots, but like I feel like each episode is a little worse than maybe altogether it's not bad, but each
I still have yet
individual
to watch
episode-
it.
Yeah, go watch it, and we need to dissect.
Yes, I do. I still need to watch the new Twilight Zone series as well.
I feel like a lot of what they're doing these days in sci-fi, the first season of a show is just a setup for the second. So there's not really a ton that really happens. I don't know if that's true of Picard, but I was frustrated with some of my other shows, like really excited for the first season, and then like nothing happens, and then it's all set up for the second season. Yeah.
I was kind of that way with The Mandalorian a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of felt
because The
that way,
Mandalorian was very much. Speaking of which, did you guys see the trailer for season 2?
There's a trailer out?
I sent it to you guys yesterday morning.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see that.
I missed it.
Oh, you're good.
Hannah was just asking me if there's a season 2 coming soon, and I said probably not. But do you know when they're going to release it?
I didn't finish the end of the video, so I don't know when. But let's just say it involves something unexpected.
They give something away in the trailer?
Not necessarily. It doesn't. I wouldn't say it gives away a huge spoiler.
Oh, come on. Everybody's
but
got to give away something in the trailer to get you interested.
Let's put it
October
this way.
2020.
Gotcha.
Wow. Cool. Happy birthday to me.
I mean, you guys are welcome to watch it like right now if you want.
All right. Have you seen it yet, Amber?
Mm-mm. I
First
missed it
season?
too, apparently.
Have you seen the first season, Amber?
I have.
Okay. All right.
This is the way.
All right. YouTube it. You ready? Tell me when you're ready.
You have something I want. You may think you have some idea of what you are in possession of, but you do not.
Smoky Lucasfilm.
Are you ready for round 2?
I'm digging the music.
Oh, yeah.
Predator Vision.
Things have gotten
times I've told you not to smoke in the Razor Crest.
What?
What in the world? What?
Oh wait,
Think about it.
My real father's a not.
Oh, this is. This has to be fake.
Lucky I'm at a
I don't know, man. I don't know if it's real or not, man.
Oh, that. Yeah, that's definitely fake.
That has
Without
to
a
be fake.
doubt, that's fake. Oh goodness.
Oh yeah.
They had me
Wait.
going.
It came out yesterday. It came out on 420.
That's fair.
Okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
I was like,
Hold on. Right.
I was very confused. Very.
Like I was gonna say, I would be very surprised if they actually did that, but
Oh goodness.
my real father, you are not.
Okay. Quick question. So, Mandalorians,
Yeah.
do they age at about the same speed humans do? Do we know?
I don't think we know because they never take off the mask. So
Because we know that the race that Yoda belongs to, they are extraordinarily long lived.
Right.
And
So
so
there's
he-
no way he would age that
Right.
quick.
Unless
yeah.
unless the
It's like
Mandalorian
years and
also
years and
doesn't
years and
age
years
very
into the
quickly.
future.
Yeah.
Right.
But or unless Yoda's like species does like a sudden aging thing where they go from being a baby to an adult in like a year.
And then they spend their whole life being an adult.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound like fun.
Don't know. I mean, I believe at the time when the first series came out, he was supposed to be 50. The Yoda, not or Baby Yoda, not
Yeah.
not the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, in the Star Wars canon, Yoda was at least 800 something or 900
Oh, was okay. Wow.
by the
yeah.
time of Return of the Jedi. So,
Oh wow.
Well, because he says in Return of the Jedi, for 800 years have I trained Jedi. So that was like after he had already become a master. So
Right.
Man, Disney, they've got plenty of time to work with.
Right.
With Yoda, there can be 100 different TV shows and movies in that time frame.
Right.
I mean, there's still a lot that's out there. Like I don't know that we've ever. I think we've barely maybe seen a couple of Yoda's race kind of snuck in amongst other series.
I
There actually is
like the
I
Clone
think-
Wars and stuff, or
I don't remember if they did it in the Clone Wars or not. In the Clone Wars cartoon, is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
Okay, they might have, but they've never explicitly like gone into their heritage and anything about them. Although I do seem to recall, apparently at one point it's either in the Clone Wars cartoon or in the Rebels cartoon, Yoda actually visits like the life source of the Force. I never actually made it that far, but that's what I've been told.
Interesting.
Actually, the Darth Maul saga part of that series is fantastic. It actually leads up to you guys both saw. Crap! What is it called? Not the Last Jedi, or not the second to last Star Wars that came out.
Yeah.
Which
I
was,
haven't seen it yet.
Which was
Oh my, not the last, not
I can picture
Wait.
it in my brain, but it's not Solo.
nope. You're talking about like the second last in canon so far, right? Not.
Yes.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called.
I don't know, like it's one of the last ones that came out, but not like the actual last one. It's because it's the one where like at the very end, Darth Maul makes an appearance, like on the like through like a hologram type thing, and you see like he has like his metal legs.
It is the Last Jedi that you're talking
Is it
about.
Last Jedi?
Because
Okay,
the most
I could
recent
not
movie was
remember.
The Rise of Skywalker.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Last Jedi. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because so he makes an appearance in that one, and so they're pretty much pulling directly from the Clone Wars cartoon or from the Rebels because basically like in episode 1 when like he gets cut in half
Mm-hmm.
and falls down the shaft, like he ends up basically on this garbage planet and pure hatred keeps him alive and drives him absolutely crazy. And like his brother, so he's a brother, like built him mechanical spider legs for the time being for him just to be able to get around. And it's like that series actually delves a lot more into like the kind of history and culture of like Darth Maul's race and clan and stuff, which is actually pretty cool. Actually, I believe it's a matriarchal society from what I remember.
Yikes!
Which is pretty cool.
I only say yikes because if they're that kind of scary, I would hate to see whoever's in charge. I mean, I bet she is really scary.
I remember. I've got to get back into that series. I have a hard time like for that one. Like sometimes like the animation throws me off a little bit because it's kind of blockier to a degree. But
just a quick thing that I'm curious about. Have you guys ever, or have you seen the Star Wars Holiday Special?
I have seen pieces of it. I've never watched it in its entirety, and I want to.
So just a little bit of historical
bad.
Context. So the New Hope came out in 1977, and the world went nuts, just absolutely crazy for Star Wars, and they knew that like they needed to do something soon because it was going to take too long for Empire Strikes Back to come out, and there was just so much demand for more content related to Star Wars. Yep. So basically, Lucas kind of authorized this holiday special and basically kicked it to some like he basically gave it to some network, and the network just started running with it. And like just a highlight for you, like Chewbacca has a singing and dancing number. Like it's horrible.
Oh, the quality is also not great. Just to begin with, like on the video. Not from what little I've seen and remember, I believe Chewbacca's grandpa's watching porn at one point.
Yes, yeah.
Let's see. B. Arthur is in the special.
What?
I don't remember. It was the 70s and 80s.
Oh yeah, and the whole like the plot is that they're visiting the Wookiee homeworld to celebrate Life Day, and this like it correlates with Christmas, obviously, but it is not remembered well, except by a very small minority, which absolutely love the thing for some reason. But
hey, man, when you find that holiday tradition movie,
yep,
that the whole thing is available on YouTube, by the way.
I'll have to. I haven't seen much of it, but I listened to a podcast all about it. That's how I know about it. We could watch it in real time and then comment on it.
Ooh, I've got another question.
Oh, let's hear it, Amber.
Okay, if you were immortal for a day, what would you do?
Like invincible for a day?
Yeah, immortal. Like nothing would kill you, no matter what you did. If you were just immortal for one day, what would you do?
It's partly a deceiving question because I feel like immortal explicitly goes to like never being able to die at all.
Right, for one day. So if you were unable to die at all, no matter what you did for that one day, what would you do?
Okay, so let's say I jump off a cliff. Does my body like get hurt and then instantly heal itself, or do I like not suffer any damage at all? Period. No pain.
Oh well, I don't. How does
That's
immortality work?
That would be my well, in theory.
Because I would still not want to like go through the
damage
pain
yourself.
of hurting myself.
Right.
Like if I'm legitimately not getting hurt.
I would assume that you just wouldn't take damage. Like period.
I would probably try to climb Mount Everest.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because that's something I would never do now.
Right.
But if I could do it without any risk, I would probably try to do it then.
All in
I would
one
say
day. That's a long
something like-
trip for one day.
I'll take some Snickers bars. They'll be fine.
I think I would want to do something to like conquer one of my fears. So
Oh, that's a good idea.
I think assuming that there's no physical damage, that if that's what we're postulating here, I would jump out of an airplane and not use a parachute.
True that. That's exactly
To get
what
over
I was
my fear of
thinking about
heights.
Doing too.
'Cause
I was going to say, like, find the tallest bridge and jump off of it into the water.
Yeah. I mean, if I could move faster, I would say go to the bottom of the ocean. But
Yeah, that'd be cool. That was my next thought.
I have no desire to go to the bottom of the ocean.
I would love to do it. The problem is, how long does it take the sink to get down there?
And just because you're immortal doesn't mean something bigger than you couldn't just like swallow you whole. So then you're
Yeah,
just
definitely.
immortally stuck in something else's stomach until like the end of the day, and then you die.
Probably the giant squid.
I don't know if it. Well, actually, a squid probably could actually consume you because it does have that little like beak.
Oh yeah,
that, like
those big squids that like there's only a few specimens of them, and there's very few, if any, like video of them existing. But you know, like
Right.
there was
16,
news that came
18,
out.
20 feet long giant
Yeah.
squid with a beak that's like this big.
Mhm.
That's truly terrifying.
It's weird to think about the fact that they have a beak. Like that always weirds me
Ugh.
out. It is fascinating to me the different types of creatures that are so far down that we don't even know what's there. Like the fact that like, giant squids can exist. Like that's such a bizarre thing. Like I wish I knew what else was down there.
The only thing I think is more bizarre is that the human who has been to the deepest part of the ocean isn't some scientific explorer. It's a film director, James Cameron.
Really?
Yeah, James Cameron.
Yeah.
He built the submersible that has been to the deepest part of Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench.
Wow.
So, yeah, yep.
That is
That's
crazy.
probably at the bottom of my to-do list. I mean, like, true bottom. Like, I have no desire to go down there.
Like, if they created a vehicle that was strong enough to withstand the force and the pressure, I would totally do it.
Haven't you seen those horror films where stuff like smashes into those and then they break and then people have to go out in their suits and then they like
Here's how you avoid
eaten by
that.
things?
Here's how you avoid that. You don't think about it.
I don't think that's how it works, but okay.
Listen, it's totally not going to be like any of those horror movies like The Abyss or... Actually, that's not a horror movie, but... did you guys end up seeing The Meg?
I did watch The Meg.
I think I've heard of that, but I don't think
It's
I've seen it.
terrible.
It's pretty much Jaws, except it's a megalodon and it's huge.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've
And it
seen
lives
the
like
poster
below
for
like
that.
the deepest part of the ocean.
Right.
Because like there's this weird like pocket of like sand or air or something that you have to push
Right.
through, and it's like keeping it separated.
And that's what keeps it alive. But for some reason it came out of the pocket and now it's just eating everything. Right.
And it has a mate.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh,
All right, I got a question.
okay. Let's
Okay.
hear it.
What was the last dream you can remember?
Mine's really not good. Not last night, 2 nights ago, I had stomach issues, we'll say, in the evening, at night, early, or like 1 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then I went back to sleep. And before I went to sleep, I had read that my issue was sometimes symptomatic of COVID-19. And then the rest of the night, I dreamt that like
Panic.
I went to the hospital. They gave me a test. I was positive. And then like I got kind of herded into this room that was basically a high school computer lab. And there were all these high schoolers there, and they were all distance learning. And they're like, "Oh, here's your computer. Okay, we'll see you later. Good luck. Have a good 2 weeks." And it's like, no. So I don't.
What?
Yeah, and that's a fairly tame dream for me.
That's crazy. I don't have crazy dreams like that. Like I can't remember the last dream that I had. Like
I
probably
barely.
when I was still pregnant because I had crazy dreams while I was pregnant, but that was it.
I very rarely ever remember dreams, but I don't. There was one I was going to tell you guys about, and I don't remember. All I remember is that I ended up like having some celebrity that I actually like came and stayed with me for like a little while. I don't remember probably one of the weirder dreams I've ever had though, and this was like a couple of years ago. I remember. So are you familiar with the DC character Swamp Thing?
No.
Okay, so he's kind of. I feel like the best way to put it is, he errs more on the side of heroes, but he's kind of an anti-hero in some regard. So I had a dream in which, like, basically, he busted into my apartment, and he started attacking me. And so we had this like epic throwdown and fight, and I managed to apparently stay alive and keep up with him enough to apparently earn his respect. And then he became my roommate. and
Okay.
it became uncomfortable because like he was always there. Like he never gave me like any sense of privacy, and so
He was
it
just
was a
always
weird
around.
dream. He was. Like,
I wish I had Hannah down here right now because I've had so many weird dreams, and I always tell her, and she remembers them better than I do, I think. But yeah. Usually,
I barely ever
what's,
remember mine.
what's weird is that my dream, it starts here, and then it like totally transforms into this, totally transforms into this. So like
That's funny.
the end dream has absolutely nothing to do with the
Nothing to
beginning
do with
dream.
where it started.
My prior roommate, he has dreams constantly, and they're always like the weirdest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh goodness. Well, on that happy
I was
note,
going to ask you before you
Sure.
go. Did you both see my my costume from yesterday? That I
Yes.
my
Yes.
afternoon
yes,
look.
I will put a picture in the video. Yeah, that was
the hobo.
The fashionable hobo.
yes, that was
That's
fantastic.
pretty funny.
Fantastic.
That was born mostly of the fact that because I've been losing weight, I wanted to make sure that my clothes would fit the right way, and so there was no sense to get like all the way dressed up, and so I just like I put those things on and like the vest with no shirts. I'm just like, this seems hobo-ish. I don't know if Hannah saw my comment last night. I told her she was free to share that on her fashion blog.
Oh yeah, that definitely goes with everything else she's doing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Better watch out, Hannah. Tim's gonna take your fashion blog
goodness,
down.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you want to check
With
out
his
Hannah's
fashionable
fashion
hobos.
vlog or blog to know what we're talking about, go to theemeraldslipper.com and you'll see it's
Yep.
very, very girly and yeah, very Hannah. So. No, that was
Just
great,
so
Tim. That was I very much enjoyed. Like I bought it. It was a character. I could totally hear you talking in my head. So yeah.
What was my voice like?
I don't remember. I'll have to look at it. You'll have to develop that voice
a
for
mix
us.
between some kind of like train rider, like cross country train rider, and
Yeah.
like under the bridge hobo combined. Something along those lines.
Maybe you
There's
speak
a
in
part-
pig Latin. I don't know. Just an idea.
There's a part of me that kind of wants to go out in the public like that, just to see what reactions I would get.
Oh jeez.
Oh well, on that lovely mental image, that is would be very entertaining. We should make a video about this. I'm not even
I'm
kidding.
down for this.
The
When
adventures
public is
of
open again.
hobo or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
The fashion. Tim Pickens, fashionable hobo.
It's
1 second.
like a play on Slim Pickens,
Exactly.
but also picking a banjo. God, the wordplay is so deep.
You can thank my friend Drew Fox for that one. He's the one who gets it.
Well,
Tim
thank
Pickens.
you
Okay.
very much for tuning in to another episode of the Fili Daily Vlog. Yeah, if you like this video, please like and subscribe below and hit that notification bell to be alerted every time we come out with something new. So for all of us here at Fili, thanks a lot for tuning in and have a lovely Tuesday.
Woo, bye.
Bye.
All right, stopping video in 3, 2,